Yo, what up, Sooner Nation? It's your boy Jay Hall, along with B Willie here. You already know what time it is. This is the podcast on the prairie. I'm on one today, and I can't even tell you why, right? So just bear with me. I'm on one. I'm going to read you this quote, okay? In order to know how to win, you must first learn not to lose. You must first learn not to lose. All right. Now we got to go back positive first, right? Because we always say positive vibes on the podcast. So what up, Sooner Nation? It's your boy Jay Hall, formerly number 27 on the field, but always number one in your hearts. You know who it is with me today, my right hand man, number 9 on the field, the Brayden Weight Room Willie Willis, and this is the podcast on the prairie. B Willie, Captain, what's up?
Jay, what's going on?
Hey, brother, I got a lot to say today, and I need the people to know that when I start talking about ball here in a few minutes, I need your undivided attention, because I'm not gonna lie, I did not like the game this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get there, bro. We'll get there.
Yeah, you know what time it is. It's time for a word from our friends at Plainview Legal Group. When times are tough, it's important to have attorneys on your side who will have your back through thick and thin.
Haley and Travis Dennis at Plainview Legal are like some of the best offensive linemen in OU history. Lane Johnson, Trent Williams, Orlando Brown, Creed Humphrey. They do the dirty work so you can focus downfield on the rest of your life.
Plainview does it all in the world of property and business law. This includes matters in eminent domain, inverse condemnation, real estate transaction, oil and gas title examination, adverse possession, quiet titles, and other boundary disputes.
Plainview Legal Group also handles estate planning and probate, from simple wills to proving undue influence. Additionally, their attorneys negotiate, draft, review, and litigate all kinds of commercial contracts for individuals and businesses across various industries throughout Oklahoma.
Husband and wife, Haley and Travis Dennis, are diehard Sooner fans and have 5 degrees between them through the university. They love helping anyone, but take pride especially in working with fellow Sooners.
They fight tirelessly to protect what you value most, because your property is their priority. They are people you want on your side. To schedule your free consultation, visit their website at www.plainviewlegal.com. Give them a call at 405-310-0183 or email them at info@plainviewlegal.com.
Please see show notes for important disclaimer information.
Well, we don't even got to start off in that type of mood. But first, bro, positivity. What are we grateful for? I saw the picture of you and your family. That made me smile this morning. I was at a wedding this weekend, so that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But what you got going? Tell me, talk to me.
Grateful that, a lot of my family made it down for the game. My little sister, who everybody knows, or if you don't know, she plays at Texas State, soccer player at Texas State. So she's been in our seasons are at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think their season just ended on, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I want to say like a day before our game. So my dad went and got her from San Marcos, or drove late at night, went and got her. They got back early in the morning, then left, Saturday morning to come up to the game. So me and my sister are pretty tight. We were pretty close, me and my little sister. So it was really good to have her at the game. I've missed her since she's been in college. So it was just good to get her at the game.
You haven't been able to see her play?
No, the same schedules. They played on the weekends as well. They played once during the weekend on the weekends. Can't really sneak off or nothing. So bye week I was here, so I haven't been able to see her play. So I haven't seen her since I left for fall camp. So,
I'm feeling
really good to see her.
I'm feeling a little bit of that as well, in terms of not being able to hang out with my siblings, because all through college, I was always busy and our breaks never aligned. And even when I went home, I was, taking trips and trying to make sure that I just took advantage of my time. And so now that I'm out, I'm like, hey, like, what y'all doing? Like, when can we go on a trip? And they're like, we got class, and my brother's running track, and he's like, yeah, bro, I can't do it. And so now I'm the one on the outside seeing what it's like to not have access to, I guess, what would be me, but now it's my siblings. So that's definitely something I can relate to. But if Sooner Nation doesn't know by now who your sister is, as many times as we've reposted her to get her likes and stuff for plays of the weekend or the game and all that. But if you don't know, it's a house of athletes over there in the Willis family. We should get y'all a show or something, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, she's definitely quite the athlete herself, man. Yeah. So, yeah, but
is she the better athlete, or are you like per like your abilities? Like, are you the better athlete with what you were born with, or is she the better athlete with what she was born with?
I mean, I gotta say me. It's family, but at the end of the day, I gotta say me. But nah, she's quite an athlete in her own right. A lot of stuff that we did, I mean, she worked out with me a lot when she was younger, and just gave her the big brother treatment a lot of the time. I think I scarred her for life playing basketball. She was wanting to play basketball for a little bit, but we got out there, and I was throwing her shots and dunking on her, and she's like, I don't want to play this no more. And so I was like, oh. Dang.
I was the same way. I think I'm the reason right now why my sister is so much better than video games than I am. Like, I didn't have anybody to play with growing up, bro. So I'd make my sister play Call of Duty with me. And now she's like, for anyone that keeps up with video games, I think this girl averages like at least a 3+ KD ratio, and she's killing it. So I think, bro, I think having an older brother, if you're a female and you got an older brother, I think that's like the greatest thing, because having an older brother kind of like prepares you for what a man really behaves like behind the scenes.
No doubt.
So
no doubt.
I like being an older bro. But as I said a little bit earlier, I was at a wedding this past weekend. Let's see, the family, one side is white, one side is like white and Mexican. And so the white and Mexican side invited the Mexican side. They're all from New Mexico and in Vegas. And they brought the carne asada with them and the rest of the fixings, bro. It was a great time. I was full. There was plenty of cerveza to go around. And the drinks were flowing. So I had a great time this weekend. It kind of spilled over to my birthday yesterday. The wedding was Saturday. My birthday was yesterday. I didn't do too much, bro. I feel, I don't know if anybody else feels this way about their birthdays, but like I kind of feel selfish celebrating my birthday. Like a whole day is for me, bro. Like I'm going to bring together, like throwing a birthday party just feels weird because we get there and then the basis of the party is just me.
Yeah.
Like I'm so used to being
that.
Yeah.
I've never liked that. I'm not a big gift receiver. I'm a big gift giver, but I don't like to receive gifts. Like I have a weird thing about it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's just like the athlete or like the competitiveness in us. Like we're used to like having to work to get to what we deserve,
Yeah.
It's like I was born today. Well, a lot of people were born today. Like, like what? Like, so what? Like,
no doubt,
man. Like, what's his name? Takeoff, the rapper. He just got killed last week. Like,
right.
A lot of people die. A lot of people. Anyways, let me not get off topic, bro. Regardless of what happened on Saturday, I'm grateful for life, bro. Let's make sure that before I start ripping and cursing out players on this podcast, I just want y'all to know that Jay Hall is happy, but his alter ego is about to take over when we do this breakdown. All right. But anyways, in another news, Elon bought Twitter here recently. Did you see that?
I did. It seemed like he's doing a whole bunch of tweaks to it. I don't know if I'm really a fan, but
yeah, they said, I think there was a stat that said racial slurs went up 500% or something like that within 24 hours of the transition of power.
oh wow.
Yeah, I think Elon's a very say what you want type of like a really like our First Amendment is like freedom of speech and all that type of stuff. So freedom of speech.
Yeah, like I already stay off Twitter during the season.
Yeah,
especially this season.
Yeah,
So
I noticed your tweet count isn't as high as what it used to be.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I got on to take a picture with my little friend from the game. I don't know if you saw the picture, Sienna, just the sweetest, cutest little Sooner fan. She has the personality of a 40-year-old woman. I mean, this girl is grown. But I got on Twitter to, like and retweet of a post or their post. And then the first thing I saw on there was, boy, does this team suck. And I was like, yep, getting straight off of it. I was like, oh, man.
We gotta keep the mental health in check.
Oh man. So Sooner Nation, if you were trying to reach me via Twitter, it's not gonna work right now. I'm not on Twitter right now. So I'll get back with y'all after the season.
Freebird Grooming really goes above and beyond for us. Not only do they sponsor the podcast, they even send us a grooming kit and a kit for us to send to a family member or a friend. Brayden, who are you going to give yours to?
For me, I think the obvious answer is my dad. I think he would love it. I think he'd use it probably, however often y'all shave. But yeah, I think he'd get a kick out of it. And I know he's going to be more than happy with the present because Freebird is the best. Freebird is on a mission to take the hassle out of head care. Why? Because for too long, bald people have been left with subpar options when it comes to shaving and caring for their heads.
They are here to change that by making head care easy and accessible. No more overpriced shavers that barely work. No more expensive lotions, creams, and gels with weird ingredients we cannot pronounce. Are you bald? Well, Freebird has your back.
Are you still using an old school razor to shave your head? If you are, respectfully, what are you doing? Razors were designed to shave flat surfaces, not curved domes. Avoid painful nicks and cuts with a shaver that's actually designed for your head. Razors shave too close, often under the skin, so the hairs come back as uncomfortable, irritating ingrowns.
If you're bald, we highly recommend you treating yourself to Freebird. It'll change your experience as a bald man. If you have a family member or a friend who's bald, this is the perfect holiday gift. Freebird is so confident in what they are doing that they're offering 20% off today. So go visit myfreebird.com/prairie for 20% off. That's myfreebird.com/prairie for 20% off today. I haven't been on social media as much since I've gotten cut, and I feel bad sometimes because, the fans show so much love, especially when I get on here and I tell them what I got going on. Like when I announced that I was studying for my Series 3, there were a whole bunch of people on here that were like, yo, good luck. Let me know if you need anything. And I went on there and saw messages that were sent from like a while ago. And I'm just like, I'm not ignoring y'all. Like I'm focused every day. And so, shoot, that's what you got to be selfish sometimes. So, understandable. But Sooner Nation, moving on to the actual game this past weekend. B. Willie, from your perspective, as always, our captain, our leader, you do not have all the answers, nor do we expect you to have all the answers. But what can you share with us today? What do you have? What have you been reflecting on?
First and foremost, it just sucks. I hate it for my team. I hate it for my teammates. I hate it for our coaching staff that's doing all the right things. I hate it for our fans. You know, they show up and they show out every week. They have so much support and love for us. You know, selfishly, I hate it for myself, quite frankly. But the fact of the matter is that, like we just discussed, if you take away, you know, some mistakes in the turnover margin and some of the penalties that we had, and I'm as guilty, I had one. You take away some of the penalties, and we're talking about a completely different game. We're talking about taking 17 of their points away. And, you know, who knows if, you know, those drives that we, you know, turn the ball over or had penalties on, how many points we would have scored off of those drives, because those were drives that were going decently well. We're moving the ball. We had 500 yards of offense. Defense ain't played bad, you know. We knew they were going to run the ball. I told y'all this last week. And, you know, that's what they wanted to do. And so obviously when a team, that's all they want to do, then, you just limit them at that point. But I don't think our defense played bad by any of the stretch of the imagination. You know, you just got to be better. And it sucks. It hurts, you know. Never thought that my last season, my captain season would, you know, be this way. But that's the kind of cards that we're being dealt with right now. At the end of the year, I told the guys, man, right now we're fighting for pride. We're fighting for legacy. We're fighting for, you know, this being BV's first year. You know, at the end of the day, we're 5-4 right now. We went out. We're 8-4. We win the bowl game. We're 9-4. That's obviously a horrible, you know, season from our standards. Because I mean, I don't think I've lost 4 games my entire career here before the season, or if I have, it's close, you know. But at the end of the day, that's not a horrible season by any stretch, especially for our first year head coach with all the exodus of talent that we had. And I think that will put him on a good path to be set up for years to come. You know, that's the first year, probably the worst year. It's just going to get better after this. So my thinking right now is win out, win the bowl game, and set up Coach Venables for a successful future by what we do right now.
Yeah. You mentioned earlier that you didn't see your senior season, especially as a captain, going down the path that it has thus far. And when I tell you, brother, I can definitely relate to how you're feeling now. You know, when we were in the position that we were in last year, ended up losing to Oklahoma State and not even getting the opportunity to play in the Big 12 championship, I felt I can't even describe to you the weight of the emotions that I felt on my heart, not only for myself, but for my team. And that's why I introduced this segment of conversation for the podcast, acknowledging that you don't have all the answers, because I didn't have all the answers then, in the moment and after the moment, and even reflecting, you know, 2020 hindsight, supposedly, I still couldn't tell you what exactly went wrong. And I say that I can relate, but even to a certain extent, you're right in terms of never being a 4-loss team. I cannot relate in that aspect. I don't know what it's like to lose a game and still be in mid-season and know that the rest of the season there's probably no chance that you're going to make it to the Big 12 championship, let alone the college football playoffs. So you're in a tough spot right now. You know, let's not shy away from it. Let's not act like it doesn't exist. You know, there's now we're fighting for at minimum a bowl game. You know, where we how many wins? 5, 6 wins for a bowl game,
6 wins for a bowl game.
Yeah, you probably don't get the Big 12 shot. Definitely no college football playoff shot. And we have how many games left? What, at least 3 guaranteed? Three games guaranteed.
Jay, do you remember your best game while playing youth sports?
Nah, bro, I don't remember my best game, but I remember getting a whole bunch of holding calls when I was about 8 years old trying to figure out how to play.
That's funny that you say that. The first time that I played flag football, I was really young, and I think I ran the opposite way, like running the ball. And then everybody was pointing me in the right direction. And then I finally ran like 100 yards all the way back for a touchdown. So
that's funny.
If you're looking for these experiences, I9 Sports is offering leagues for kids ages 3 through 14. They offer leagues in basketball, volleyball, baseball, soccer, and of course, flag football.
Convenience is a huge priority for I9. That's why they've made practices and games on the same day. It's a 1 day a week commitment. Practice first, then gameplay. Plus, leagues are 7 weeks long.
They have locations in the Edmond, OKC area, Yukon, Moore, and Norman. Plus, they are offering our listeners $10 off at registration by using the code PrairiePod. That is PrairiePod.
Shout out I9 Sports for sponsoring the pod and all they do for kids throughout the state of Oklahoma. How do you, as a leader, as an individual, let's captive those together, how do you proceed personally? How do you wake up every day motivated to go and play ball, to go encourage the rest of your, because we must remember, Sooner Nation, Brayden is a captain. He is a role model, a figure for the people that are around him. He's carrying a lot of weight. You may not have all the answers now, but just what are you thinking right now on a Sunday, or it's Monday today? We're recording a little bit late, but what are you thinking this Monday that can give you the motivation to keep on going?
Well, first and foremost, it starts with me. I got to make sure that myself is in a mental capacity to be able to be ready to lead. I can't, when stuff gets hard, this really shows what type of leader you are. And I have to make sure, which I did yesterday before I even went up there, before I got around the guys, I had to make sure that I was in the right place mentally, physically, spiritually, and everything else to be able to lead. Like we said, it's different. It's not normal for us. I've never been in a season like this. I haven't done a whole lot of losing in my life. Maybe I've just been, in blessed situations. But man, right after the game initially, man, I just sat in my locker and was sitting there, well until after a lot of the guys left. And even to like right now, you said we're recording Monday, my eye has been twitching since the game and it won't stop and it's still twitching. But like I said, I had to come back. I had to pray about it. I had to get in the word, listen to some gospel music, and I had to make sure myself was right, because if I'm not right and I'm the leader of this team, then the rest of the team is not going to be right. So I had to get myself right. I had to tell myself, I had to give myself a reason why we're doing this. Like I told you, set out some okay, this is what the season has turned into. This is what we're fighting for. This is what we got to go achieve right now, right? And so now, since I got myself right, I gave it to the Lord. Now I'm ready to go in there and lead the rest of the guys. And we can't sit up there and quit now. We're too far in it. We can't go in there and just lay down the rest of the season. That's not what I'm about. That's not what we're about. So the best thing we can do is go out there, get better every week, and just fight. The last 2 weeks, before this game, we fought really well. And those weren't bad teams that we beat. I mean, we beat a team with the number 1 defense in the Big 12, and then we beat a Kansas team that just beat OK State,
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like we're beating bad teams. So as of right now, we just got to get better, stay locked in, make sure that our goals for the rest of this season is known by everybody in the organization, and just stay together. A lot of things are going to try to, take us apart. As I've been saying all year long, there's a lot of outside stuff outside noise, a lot of outside things that are going to try to come in, creep in, and break us apart. But the most important thing for us to do to be able to win out for the rest of the year and say that we, went 9-4 is to stay together.
Mm-hmm. I think that this is a character-defining moment in time for everyone involved in the team. So the staff, the coaches, the players. And there's a saying that I think Nipsey said in one of his songs, and I think people say it all the time in finance and in business, but the saying is, you never know who's swimming naked until the tide comes in. Right? You never know who's actually about that life until that life till life challenges your beliefs, until life actually steps on your throat and is like, now what? So now we see who's going to step up, who really loves the game, who's really there to better not only themselves but the organization. So it's crunch time. It's crunch time. This is when you're down a lot to a little, and you're gonna figure out who really wants what. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to touch on some things that I think went wrong in the game. A little bit of bullfrog breakdown here. So as I mentioned earlier, right, I was at a wedding on Saturday, so I was kind of in and out on the game. And that is the reason why I wasn't making very many tweets. So here we go. Bear with me. I just started writing as I was watching this on YouTube, so I might be a little all over the place here. But however, I do have a few key points. Okay, so first off, there was a lot going on outside the game. So Roy, let's acknowledge Roy. Roy Williams, Mr. Superman himself, was acknowledged for his previous efforts as a Sooner, inducted into the Hall of Fame in Vegas. I didn't know this, but only 1,000 players have been inducted into the Hall of Fame since it's even been created. So shout out to Roy. Shout out to the softball team. They showed them as well during the third quarter. I think Jocelyn's now back playing for OKC. I think they're the Sparks. I don't really keep up with the professional ball, but shout out to Jocelyn. Shout out to Roy. And what else was there? Oh, one thing that was interesting when listening to the game, I thought this was cool, bro. I don't know what's up with ESPN, but their whole broadcasting crew is not as good as the rest of them. But anyways, during the broadcast, you could hear the fans talking below them. And it was interesting, the conversations they were having. You hear a kid shouting here and there and all types of stuff. So that was entertaining. And lastly, in terms of the broadcasters, the female that was broadcasting, she did a good job. But I thought it was so funny the way she described the big plays and touchdowns, because she'd make it sound like a soccer game. You know how Hispanic and Spanish speaking soccer announcers are always like, goal, that's what they do. Bro, not every touchdown, but on a couple of touchdowns, she was like, touchdown. I was like, relax. I don't think this is the sport to be doing that. But I thought that was interesting. And one other time, bro, she was like, look at him go. I I was just laughing because I'm like, the commentary doesn't match the event. Like, I don't know. Anyways, all right, let's get down to the football, man. I've been talking a lot about the non-football stuff, but bro, I overall, bro, this had the makings of a great game, but just like both sides kind of just gave it up, bro. You said it earlier. Ultimately, there's a few plays that determine the outcome of a game, and this one had multiple. I think I chose about 5 or 6 of them, right? So the first one was the fourth down. You'll hear this a lot. A lot of these key plays happen on third and fourth down. The score was 17-14. We were down and it was a back and forth game. There's nothing wrong with a back and forth game, but I don't like seeing bad football. This is what I said and meant earlier when I said, in order to know how to win, you must first learn not to lose. And the fourth down, this was a direct snap to Marcus, and you were the lead blocker, right? You did your job as the lead blocker. The puller, I can't remember who the puller was, but they were a little bit slow, allowing the linebacker / hybrid to get to Marcus and grab his legs. Okay. The puller could have done better. I think you did your job. The line did their job, but Marcus was not patient enough when hitting the gap. When he caught the ball, he immediately slid to the right. Now, as a ball carrier, you have to give the line time to do what it does. You have to have a little bit of patience. This is actually what made Dimitri Flowers so good at getting direct snaps. Whenever he got the ball, it was 2-2. Go hit, catch the ball, pause, let everything figure itself out, then go. Marcus catches the ball, takes 2 steps forward and to the right. This now creates improper spacing between him and the pulling guard, allowing the defensive player to grab his ankles, ultimately leading to him not getting the first down. I think after we take away, we convert that play, we either get a field goal or a touchdown, and they don't score. Sooners are now up at least 21-17 or tie game 17-17, and they don't score. Okay, I'm not blaming the whole thing on Marcus, but Marcus could have easily gotten the conversion. Okay, the next one, the fourth, I think they go down and score after that, and then there was another fourth down. I think it was somewhere around midfield. This is the fourth down before the interception from Billy, right? We should have gotten the fourth down. I mean, we should have stopped the fourth down conversion. I think it was the handoff to the fullback. Okay, that was a key play, but we made up for it. We made up for it on Billy's interception. All right, that kind of breaks even, right? So, and I'm not even going to count the 2 tipped interceptions, right? Because they were tipped. You can tell that Baylor teaches their guys to get their hands up in the face of the quarterback, because it was seen over and over. It wasn't something that happened once. Baylor had 5 picks against Texas Tech last week, so this is not a coincidence, right? So I don't count the tip ball, the first interception. I don't count that one. I think that the interception from you that came off you, I thought that was pass interference. He had 2 hands on you.
All the way.
Yeah.
Never
10,
looked
15.
at the ball.
Yeah. That was a terrible missed call.
I didn't even get a chance to put my other hand up.
Yeah. I don't know how they missed that. So honestly, we could throw that one in there. But let's fast forward to the 2-minute drill. 2-minute drill. We go into halftime 24-21, right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct. Okay. So you guys start moving down the field, right? Now I saw there was some we can't, this is game what, 8, 9? Bro, there should not be any miscommunication between you and the coaches, right? I saw you didn't know what route you were running. Farouk and Drake were literally 5 yards away from each other, 15 yards down the field. And Farouk just happens to make the catch and we get down the field, right? So it worked out, but like, why is this happening on the eighth game? Like, I get it, you guys are playing fast, but there's no point in playing fast if you can't execute. Okay, and then the next play, there's a penalty on Rain. We get pushed back 15 yards and missed a field goal. Could have been a tie game going in the half, but we have miscommunication and we have a penalty. Okay, another key moment. So right now, we're pretty much only at 2 key moments: the 4th down and the miscommunication. Technically, your interception, but I'm not going to count that one. I'm talking about things that we can control. Okay,
Right.
So we should have gone into halftime 24-24. 2 things you cannot have during a 2-minute drill: sacks. We had a sack the first, like one of the first plays, and then penalties. We had both of those. We're killing ourselves, right? So we missed a 55-yard field goal, and they make their 49-yard field goal earlier in the game. But it could have been evened out if we didn't have the penalty. Okay. All right. So fast forward, right? We have the punt return. We have punt interference. Okay. That was a key moment. And even after that, bro, we can't even blame. I can't remember the player. And even if I did, I wouldn't mention. I'm not trying to call anybody out. Right after that, bro, it's 3rd and 5. It's 3rd and 5. We're in some type of single high coverage, and we let a guy roll into the flat uncovered. Miscommunication. This is before the play even starts. We never stand a chance. 3rd and 5. Miscommunication by the corner, and I think it was Danny. The corner came on a blitz, and they go down there, and I think they score on that drive. So now we have a score that could have been prevented from the 4th down that we allowed early in the game. We have a missed field goal opportunity that we should have made, and now we have a blown assignment that could have prevented another score. So now, up to this point, we could have at minimum prevented at least 10 points on the board out of the 20 or 17 that we allowed, right? That's the 4th one. That's the 4th key play, okay? And then lastly, when we needed it most, mind you, let's do a quick recap. The whole game, this is in total, Baylor was 4th and 13 from 3rd down. They were 3 for 3 on 4th down. Oklahoma was 10 for 15, 66% on 3rd down is winning at any level. That is amazing. Oklahoma was killing it on offense, besides a few things, you know. When we needed it most, they only could, prior to this last drive, they had only completed 2 out of 11 3rd down conversions. And when we needed it most, we couldn't get 2 3rd down stops to get us the ball back and go give the offense the opportunity to win the game. They were 2 for 11. And then on the last drive, they convert 2 3rd downs and go win the game. Now, granted, I got to give some credit to that Q Jones kid, the backup running back for Baylor. He definitely gave Ramondre Stevenson type of vibes. Like, that kid was rolling. Like, he played like a grown man, breaking tackles and all types of stuff. So some credit to Baylor and what they did, but ultimately, Sooner Nation, Brayden, we ran out of time because of simple mistakes that could have been avoided. I think one key thing that I think I missed on this is after halftime. This is a 3rd and 3. The score is 24-21. There was a big gap. There was a big gap between the defensive end and the one tech. So I think it was like one tech and then uncovered guard, uncovered tackle, uncovered tight end, and then our defensive end, and they just go and get the first down. And there were some other things there, but y'all, these were all plays that ultimately led to a score or some type of action that could have changed the whole outcome of the game. So that is a summary of my Bullfrog breakdown. I apologize if it's a little bit wordy. You can go back and fact check me on any of it. But football is a game of inches, and you hear the saying all the time. But what that also means is football is a game of very few plays that ultimately change the outcome. So hopefully you guys got something from that. And these are the things that I look for when I analyze the game, which is why I also have a hard time casually watching football. But Brayden, do any of those points stand out to you, or do you have a comment on any of those?
No, I mean, pretty much hit the nail on the head, you know. A lot of self-inflicted wounds. You got to give Baylor credit. They did a lot of good stuff in the run game. On offense, we just killed ourselves in terms of us on offense and them on defense. We have 500 yards of offense, and we were 100% in red zone scoring. We were 100% in red zone touchdowns. You know, there were just some drives that were going really well for us that, you know, we didn't finish on, or, you know, we made some key mistakes on. And at this level, man, that's the difference. This level, this conference, especially the way it is right now, that's the difference between winning and losing. That's the difference between being, you know, 9-0 and 5-4. So,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have for our wrap up of Baylor. Hopefully the Sooners can get things going and we finish out this season smiling in a different way this year outside of the college football playoffs, and who knows what could be next. However, Brayden, I want to say thank you to you, because I know that nobody wants to be on a podcast after a loss, and we say it all the time. It's hard recording. It's hard recording after a loss, man, because it's not natural. So thank you.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, that's all we got. So wrapping it on up, Brayden, what you got for the people?
All right, man. Love the support from Sooner Nation. Keep on bringing it. We're going to get it together. Just thank y'all. Deuces.
All right, y'all.